Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Race 2 here for the Phantom Formula 1 Racing League. We are live from Austria, from the virtual Austria for Race 2. No qualifying this time, a 25% race, so a little longer, more strategy. The lights are out and away we go. Kerry Hoover got to start on the pole for this one. And there will be no caution for a simple spin, so several rule changes there after the first race. Kerry Hoover out front, Kyle James looking for the lead. Not going to get there. Early braking from the Mercedes. Everyone running wide. A little bit of contact I saw there from Tristan Dieter. And Kyle James will go to the lead. As they enter turn 3. Look out, drifting it around. Kyle James got a little bit of contact, but drifted it around beautifully. Oh, and the wrecking! Oh, Kerry Hoover just getting involved. Unfortunately, I did not see what happened. I'm going to assume there was contact between Justin Friese and Kyle James. And Tristan Dieter fell back as well a good bit. So he's going to go down the pit lane. And they are all stopped. So I'm not sure what they're doing at the moment. I guess it wasn't a simple spin. I guess there was several cars involved, so that makes sense. So what I'm going to assume there, what happened between Justin Friese, Kyle James, and Kerry Hoover getting involved, I'm going to assume that Justin Friese and Kyle James had made contact and spun out, and Kerry Hoover was just left with nowhere to go. That's all I saw, was Kerry not having anywhere to go. But we'll be looking for another run here. So 18 laps, like I said, this is a 25% distance race. Kerry Hoover lining up into his position. He is on the mediums now. Tristan and Kerry are both on medium tires, it appears, so they'll be possibly quite a bit slower. And they're back underway, so we'll see what happens here. Justin Friese going to the lead. Pretty good through there. And Kyle James back to the lead. Oh, and a little bump there to the back end of Kerry Hoover. A little help there through the turn from Tristan. Oh, running a bit wide, Tristan Dieter. Oh, look out, that was real wide. Kerry Hoover taking the extra long wide. But wow, that was proper English. We'll be alright. Nobody cares about this broadcast anyways. So back up the hill into turn 2. Oh, now is Justin Friese taking the wide line. Going to cost him a little bit of time. So Kerry Hoover letting Tristan on by. So Kyle James running away with this one. Kerry Hoover looking to get around Tristan Dieter. A little wide through there, but he should be just fine. Kyle James hitting in the fastest lap with a 1:09.155. Take an onboard lap with Kyle James here, who is the fastest man out on the track at the moment, leading by nearly 2 seconds over Justin Fries. Now just... And this league is looking for new members all the time, so if you're interested in joining, leave a comment on any one of these broadcasts and we'll see what we can do. This is all on PS4, so if you're interested in joining, take a peek. And Tristan Dieter, I believe, has spun off. And yep, there he is, trying to get it back turned the right way. So that's going to cost him a whole lot of time. But he should be alright for now. Tristan Dieter going to go down the pit lane. So when will the tires for Kyle James and Justin Fries wear off? Because they are on the soft tires, and they've been running on the soft since the first lap. But Kyle James, or no, Kerry Hoover, has been running on the medium since lap 2, which isn't much of a difference, but he's on a harder tire. So it's obviously costing them time, but it shouldn't, but his tires will last longer. And right now, the person with the freshest tires at the moment, and on the softs now, is Tristan Dieter in the Haas. Now, he is on the softest tire available, but don't know how long those will last, and his time will fall off quickly over the laps of this race. And he is currently in last, so he's going to be trying to look for some time to gain, and that's not how you gain the time from running that line. So the number 54 Mercedes, Kyle James, still out front leading this thing. Justin Fries holding his time well there in second. Losing time over these laps, but still has a chance at this. And Justin Fries got loose off of turn 2, and that's going to cost him a good part of the time that he had gained on Kyle James, and he's going to lose that after that little mistake. a strong pace from the Mercedes. Justin doesn't appear to be gaining any time to Kyle, so right now Kyle is just running away with this race and looking for a second win of the season in the second race. Kyle James coming closer to the Haas of Tristan Dieter, who is in danger of going a lap down, and he's going to go a lap down. So Tristan must have made a mistake and spun off of turn three there, and he's going to go ahead and take himself out of the race, and that is a DNF for Tristan Dieter. So that's going to leave this to a 3-car race. So there's a 7-second gap between Kyle James and Justin Fries, and a 7-second gap between Justin Fries and Kerry Hoover. So oh, hang on to it, Kerry. A little wide. Justin Fries appears to possibly be gaining time on Kyle James, and as I say that, he loses a little bit now, and he's losing a bunch. And Justin Fries is going to go down the pit lane, so he's going to be the first driver to pit for the pit cycle. Will he be going on another set of softs, or he's going to the mediums? He's going to the mediums. Kerry Hoover moving up into the second position. But he is on the medium tires at the moment. He's been running those for a while. So, potentially, he might still be faster or be slower. We'll have to see what happens. The question is when will Kyle James take his little trip to the pit lane? As he enters into the final set of turns, he's not going to come this time. We'll see if he comes next time. Kerry Hoover is probably going to stay out here since he is on the mediums. But I'd say he is losing time to Justin. And this is Justin's gaining time since Justin's on the newer tires. But we'll have to keep an eye on that. Kyle James out front leading the field. And probably having a good old time there in the Mercedes. Appears to be looking like a real-life F1 race with the Mercedes out front by 18 seconds. And Kyle James going to come down the pit lane for either some softs or some mediums or possibly hards. At this moment, I'd think a softs would be my tire of choice, and he's going to go for the mediums. And out the pit lane he comes. A little bit of lag going on there. Will Kerry Hoover make his way around Kyle at the pit exit? I'd like to think he would. But Justin Fries has gained time on Kerry Hoover since the last time I checked. And again, because he has the newer tires. But Kyle James still out front after his little trip to the pit lane. Can Kerry run him down or not? Time being gained between the two drivers. I'm going to say Kyle's going to continue running off of this one.
Jinx.
Yep. Kyle James just set the fastest lap of the race there with a 1:09. Well, I believe it was a 1:09.0 take a look at that. Yeah, the 109.039 for Kyle James with the fastest lap of the race by a full 9/10 of a second. So he is clearly the fastest car out on track. Wow. I'm sorry, I was trying to ignore the freaking... I was trying to ignore the... God dang it. Daniel, you suck. Anyways, I was trying to ignore the chat, but I just got roasted. So we'll had to come back to the chat. Take a look to see if Justin Fries can possibly... Alrighty, well, I was going to say if we can see if Justin Fries could maybe gain time on Kerry Hoover, but he's going to loop it into the grass and he's going to lose a bunch of time, and I think he's going to try and end his misery. Alright, so white flag is out anyways here. Oh, Kerry Hoover's going to come down the pit lane. This might be a mistake from Kerry. He's going to throw on the softs. Justin Fries going to come down the pit lane as well. And they're going to let this one try and be interesting. So apparently they are letting Kerry Hoover and Justin Fries pit. And they're going to let this be a little battle to the end here between all three. No cautions on the final lap. Alright, so out comes Justin Fries from the pit lane. Alright, here we go. Who will come out on top? And they're going back up to the gears. Justin Fries with a pretty good start. He's going to look down to the inside as I head up in turn 2. Justin Fries takes the lead late. He's going to go wide. Kyle James back down to the bottom. They make contact. That's going to put Kerry Hoover to the lead. Kerry Hoover out front now. Down to the inside, Justin Fries looking for the lead. He's going to run it wide. He's not going to make the turn. I want to try it, and he comes up into Kyle. Can Kerry Hoover possibly sneak out a win? He went through this race with the skill of trying to survive through it. As they head down into turn 8. Into turn 8. Down the final straightaway. Into turn 9. Off the final turn, Kerry Hoover wins at Austria. And Kerry Hoover bringing out the win here at Austria. He just went through this race, lived through it until he got the opportunity he needed, and he executed on it. And as they go on to the podium, Kerry Hoover, your winner here at Austria, and we're gonna bring Kerry Hoover in for an interview. Waiting on Kerry to join for his interview. Kerry, what a job. You went through this race trying to live through it, and you got the opportunity you needed and executed on it. Good job, dude.
Yes. Oh my god, I did not think I was going to win that.
Yeah, you just went through the race and just lived through it, and then took the opportunity you needed to execute on it.
Oh man, I'm thankful for the Alfa Romeo race team. They've done a great job growing over the years.
Yeah, good job. And what was your just whole plan going into that race?
Going to this race, seeing us starting on the pole, I thought this would be a cakewalk. It wasn't. I had to work my way through, and that first wreck I got involved in kind of messed up my strategy, but I saw an opportunity and tried to take it. I stayed out on the same medium tires for probably last caution is what really did it. That last caution by Justin was that really saved me.
And that was really what you needed, and you used that to your advantage. You went in, got your soft tires, and really was the fastest car out on track at that point.
Yes. Oh my God.
All right. Well,
I can't believe I won that.
Yeah. Congratulations. Yeah. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week too.
Yep.
Woo!
There you go. All right. Well, that was tonight's broadcast here in Austria. The finishing results being Kerry Hoover, Justin Fries, Kyle James, and Tristan Dieter with the DNF. We'll pop in next race if we do one more. You'll see the notification come up most likely if you hit the notification bell. And we'll see you for the next one. Later.